Welcome back, guys. This is the Game One Loves Forever, the golf podcast. I'm your host, JR, and today we have Mitch here, and just one of my good buddies that, again, I met through golf, met through networking golf group, and, just hit it off, right? So,
man, JR, it's an honor to be here because I've been following your podcast for a while, and
thank you, sir.
I've taken so much out of it, and I enjoy golf talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those subjects that guys like us and people like you have on the show can just talk about forever. And when you're actually focused on just talking golf, it's kind of a game changer because we talk about it casually a lot of the time, the things we like about it, rules, dynamics within golf.
Yeah.
And when you actually sit down and focus on it, that's one of the things I love watching on the channel is what, really focusing on golf and the intricacies of it.
Yeah. And then everybody's story is different, right?
Yeah.
And how they perceive golf or how they not attack golf, but just how they approach it.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah. So much different strategy. And it's kind of like a metamorphosis for a lot of people, right? So yeah. Anyway, and I don't want to get sidetracked already. No, I'm guaranteed to do that.
It is fine. That's the beautiful thing about this is we'll have one topic and we'll literally go the whole show and not even go back to the notes. And I love that.
Yeah, totally.
And that's what this is all about. So.
No, awesome. Anyway, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I loved every minute of that.
Hey, man. JR knows me well enough to know that even the shortest of little blurbs can be super long-winded. We're just going to have fun with it.
Mitch, go. Yeah. So, no, okay. So getting back to it, thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're on. If you want to just kind of share your story, not really story, but just how you started golf, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So I started playing golf basically like my in about 8th grade. And my dad got me into it because my dad was playing a lot of golf. And I showed a little bit of interest in it. And we started playing, a little bit here and there, pitch and putt courses, some driving range action. And I was taken to it. I really enjoyed spending time with my dad. Yeah. Really still do look up to him.
Yeah. And how old are you at this time?
Yeah, 12, 13.
Okay. Yep, perfect time.
12, 13. And that was just kind of scratching the surface, hitting some balls, a few times a year, maybe playing a pitch and putt course, just getting a feel for the game. And when high school came around, I stopped playing baseball because I couldn't hit a curveball.
Yeah.
That's about the time when everyone starts getting serious about baseball, and I was realizing that that's probably not going to be the sport for me, okay?
That's funny.
I played a lot of soccer. And enjoyed soccer very much. Played all the way through high school, and then some in college. But
nice.
But golf was something that I could do with my dad, and something I could do year round. And I took a liking to it, especially because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. Mm-hmm. And if you are a perfectionist and you want to try to conquer something that's really, really hard, why not choose a game that cannot be conquered, right?
It's never-ending work.
Yeah. So I tried out for my high school team. I never got. At the time, I wasn't playing enough, or I didn't have enough experience. I had a highly competitive high school team.
Yeah.
This is in the Bay Area.
Yeah, probably guys who've been playing since they were like 8, right?
Yeah, totally. Yep, guys have been playing since they're 8. They're scratch golfers as a freshman in high school.
Yeah. And
I'm still learning the game, right?
Yep.
So I went to Mills High School in Millbrae in the Bay Area, for reference. But I got to play golf with my dad, and then I got to play on the practice squad through high school at a beautiful country club.
Oh, nice.
Got to learn the game on a really nice course, and I don't know, my addiction to it really, really took hold there. Even though I wasn't competitively playing, I got to play with my friends, and the friends that I knew that played golf that were not on the golf team, I was always the best one of them and the worst one on my golf team. Yeah. So it was kind of like
pays
that.
Off, right?
There was a lot of humility involved.
Yeah.
And then I was the king of the mountain.
I'm gonna whip up on my friends.
Yeah. So I guess it took me into my early 20s before I could beat my dad, and that was one of my crowning achievements at the moment.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
He probably remembers the first day that I outdrove him and the first day I beat him on the course.
Yeah. That's funny because I think that's a true thing. Like if your dad got you into it, that's always your goal, right? Like I've listened to other guys and they're like, oh man, I still can't beat my dad because he's freaking, old man golf where he's just like spot, and just doesn't miss, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if my dad wasn't, my dad's getting older now, and he's had a series of surgeries over the past 5 years or so. So even his old man golf, and he's not that old, but he's playing like
His
really old
style
man
is
golf
old man golf,
because
right?
of he's recovering from injuries and
Yeah.
surgeries and things. But the beautiful thing is today, I was that 16-year-old playing on like the practice squad of the high school team.
Yeah.
And now I have a 16-year-old. And I have
Full
a 16-year-old that has the golf bug as well. So that's part of my golf story too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I got to play with my dad. I absolutely loved it. It was one of my favorite things to do. We had a late start on Wednesday mornings in high school. So we started school at 9:30 instead of 8:30 or something, right?
Yeah.
And me and my dad would go out every Wednesday morning
Nice.
and we play like 12 holes of golf before he dropped me off at school, right?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
So that was so awesome. And today I have a 16-year-old who has a 9:30 start on Wednesdays at high school. And
not even same high school, right?
no, not the same high school.
Yeah,
my
see?
son goes to Granite Bay High School in Granite Bay, and it's something really special between him and I.
Yeah.
And I've played plenty of rounds, like Wednesday morning rounds of golf, with my son and my dad.
Oh,
So
man.
three generations of golf, and
That's awesome.
That connection, that bond is really, really special to me. So that's kind of my golf story. I started playing in high school. I wasn't playing a ton. I was still doing other sports, but I was able to practice with people who are better than me. I always encourage people to get in rooms with people that are more advanced at you and at something, and so you can grow yourself, right?
Yeah.
But elaborating on that, like being able to take that, play with my friends in college. Also in college, I ended up getting a job at a private club. So I was able to get free golf for a period of time. So I was playing a lot of golf for a while.
That's the dream, right? That's
And so I got to play a lot of golf, and I got to hone my skills pretty well. Like I got to play what some could. I mean, I was basically a member without a membership, right? Which was awesome. Had friends
all
that
the
I
perks
golfed
of
with.
it, right?
Yeah, so much fun. So I got to practice a lot then. So my golf journey has kind of been like, limping in, but getting in at the right time, right? Like 13, 14, 15, and then practicing kind of through my 20s with friends and working at a private course for a period of time in my 20s. So that really helped me to grow my skill. So, and then essentially I had kids late in my 20s, and kind of put golf on a shelf for a while I was raising.
I hear that
raising young kids
a lot. Yeah, it's kind of you got that 8-10 year window where maybe you didn't play, maybe just played like a couple scramble tournaments on the weekends, and then other than that, nothing.
Yeah, totally. You go from playing once a week or 3 times a month to like twice a year or once a quarter. The once a quarter frequency, and that can be a little bit challenging. But you've got other things to focus on, and other things are
take precedent,
are rewarding for you and things like that.
Sure.
So, but now my 2 young kids that I was growing are now in high school, and I have a young one who's 7. And I've built a company where I can have some flexibility and work, and now I get to play a lot more golf. So, that's kind of my golf story in a nutshell.
So getting back to high school, did you ever actually make the team?
So no, I didn't.
Okay,
no, I didn't.
Okay, sorry to bring up a sore subject.
No, not at all, not at all. And
but like you said, they were like, how many kids probably went to D1?
Yeah, totally.
Scholarships.
Yeah. A couple of the kids got D1 scholarships. And then, and a lot went into
could be walk-ons, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So it's okay. Golf was not necessarily my obsession, but it was a fun sport that I enjoyed playing, and a lot of it was because I enjoyed spending time with my dad.
Yeah.
Like that was my main driver. I was like, you know what, something I can do with my dad that's a sport, and
that's awesome.
We both enjoy, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a funny story that you said. You couldn't hit a curveball. Well, I started golf in high school because I didn't want to play baseball.
Yeah.
Because it was the same, and I was like, I don't want to be. And same. I mean, I was really good in the outfield and defense, but after a while, I just could not hit. And I noticed that even when a slow pitcher was up, my balls were still going to right field. So I'm like, I'm still behind the ball. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So
sometimes you just need to know when to hang them up, right?
Yeah, so
hang them up and pursue something else.
Yeah, I got lucky that my basketball coach told me to go play golf, so I'm like, perfect.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because he was the coach. So, but yeah, it's funny. I saw kind of a parallel there in high school, but unfortunately for us or for me, our school wasn't as like people barely knew we had a golf team.
Yeah.
So I was able to start to play as a freshman, which also, like you said, like made me more competitive and like want to be number one even as a freshman, sophomore, right?
Yeah.
So I think that definitely, like you said, help your growth of being better at golf and overcoming or being good at something that you'll never be good at.
Absolutely.
You know,
No.
you never conquer.
Absolutely. Yeah, I remember
love
my
that, actually.
tryouts for high school. It was sophomore year before I made it. I didn't make it freshman year. I can't remember. I can't remember whether I tried out freshman year or not. But just to make the practice squad, because it was a cut sport.
Yeah.
We were brought to, so the soccer field was kind of like a Coliseum style, where there was a grass top and then the soccer field was about 15 yards below.
Yeah.
So a flat area. So I talked to the coach about 2 weeks before tryouts, and he told me what the tryout was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
He told me he was going to put a flag out on the soccer field, and we were going to hit from up top 100-yard shots. And you got 3 balls, and he would keep the closest, the players with the closest balls.
That seems pretty cutthroat.
It was.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I was strategic back then too. I
'cause-
went straight to the range almost every night for those 2 weeks, and I hit nothing but 100-yard shots. Right.
Well, because it doesn't really show like how you handle distress on the course, how you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sure, you can hit that wedge, but what if you don't hit that 100-yard shot? What are you going to do, right, on the course?
No, absolutely.
So, but I mean, hey, to each our own, and that's wild.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Coach already knew who was going to be on varsity and who was going to be competing, and this were for the people who were going to be basically practice squatting, right?
Yeah.
So he had his own reasons, but he kept it simple. That's for sure.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
overly simple.
Yeah. And maybe for that fact, maybe he did do that just because he knew it'd like weed out most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So
Rather than-
yeah, I had a couple of good ones, and I was
At least practice
proud of
squad.
myself for getting on there, and I stayed on. So.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So you're saying now that your son is getting into it, is he going to try out for the golf team?
He is, yeah.
I'm sure Granite Bay is pretty competitive too.
It's very competitive.
Yeah.
Very competitive.
I mean, I'm sure all those guys are playing Granite Bay Country Club.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that the home course too?
So the competitive team, the home course is Granite Bay Country Club, and then for the practice squad, they're playing Wood Creek.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Diamond Oaks.
Yeah. Diamond Oaks and Wood Creek, right?
Yeah.
So, and for those of you who don't know, those are two. There's a big variance. It's a Muni versus one of the nicest country clubs in the area.
Which is with Diamond Oaks. That's actually where I've shot my best score, which is 74.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
74.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
But some people say, "Oh, well, it was only Diamond Oaks." I was like, I don't care if you shot it at, Carson last week shot it a 72 at Mather, and he's like, "Well, I don't count because it's Mather." I'm like, "It's a course, dude. Like you still
Absolutely.
played, balls to the wall that day."
Yeah.
So
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I've thrown up. I've shot in the 90s at Diamond Oaks plenty of times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When and I've also flirted with breaking 80 there quite a few times. So
Yeah.
no, absolutely. Any great round of golf, it all takes everything you've got out there,
Yeah.
right? It takes tons of focus and it's you can only get so lucky out there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Golf is golf.
After a while,
A par 4 is a par 4.
yep, it does take skill. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I would never. Anytime you shoot in the 70s, I would never discount it for sure.
What does that feel like, by the way?
Yeah. It was pretty good, yeah. And so I've shot 70s twice this year. But did I tell you like my goal was like 10 rounds in the 70s?
Is that right?
Yeah. I don't think I played enough. And then 2, I've shot 81 more times than I can count. Literally 81.
Trust me, I know that feeling.
Yeah. You're probably stuck on 80, huh? You've seen 80 quite a bit.
I've seen 80 quite a bit. Yeah.
So, okay. So getting back, so your son's trying to make the team.
Yeah, he's trying to make the team. We've been playing a lot.
Okay.
So
Is he a freshman?
yeah, he's actually a junior this year.
Oh, okay.
So he's actually he's
Going for
trying
varsity.
he's going for varsity, but he'd like to even at least make practice.
Practice, yeah.
And, he had back surgery a year ago.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so that took him out of all sports,
Yeah.
and leading up to that surgery took him out of all sports for the 2 previous years. So he's really kind of in a health rebuilding
Yeah.
phase where he's just coming out of that and able to do the things he wants to do. So it's kind of like a restart. It's not
Yeah,
learning to
for sure.
walk again,
Yeah.
but it's learning. He's got a
Your
bunch of hardware in his
mobility,
back
yeah.
that is foreign to his body and things, and a lot of weird stuff to get used to.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's trying to make a squad there, and we've been practicing a lot.
Nice.
He's come a long way.
Yeah.
He's shaved about 6 strokes off his game in the last
Nice.
year.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What's his handicap or index?
he is a 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you think what would it take to make the team? You gotta be in the single.
Yeah, he'd need to be a single digit to
Okay.
make the competitive team.
Okay.
But it's technically a no cut sport. But
So
even the no cut
so now
sports,
that- yeah.
like my daughter played flag football at Granite Bay. She's a freshman at Granite Bay High
Yeah.
School. She played flag this year, and it was a no cut sport. They ended up needing to cut a few people off there.
Just
They
so
had
many.
to. There were just
Yeah.
so many.
Yeah.
I think they had 35 on the team.
Dang.
Yeah, they've got I think nine players on the field at any given time. and
Yeah.
they've got 30.
I would say I don't think they filled a full 11, right?
No,
No. Yeah.
no, they don't play the full 11.
Because you don't need as many blocks and
Yeah.
whatnot.
So
or
so
blockers.
even in no cut, sometimes they need to thin it out a little bit. So, but anyway, he's made a ton of progress. He's
Yeah.
really focused on it. He's hitting balls on his own. He's playing by himself. He's playing with buddies, and then it gives him and I a great reason to go and spend time
Yeah,
together too.
for sure.
Which I just love.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's great. I love how it's full circle for you, and that now it's you, your dad, and your son.
It's a beautiful thing. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
So, all right. So, getting into the next thing. So you sent me something pretty controversial on Instagram the other day, and I was very against it.
I remember
And
this.
it
I don't
was-
send you a lot. I
You don't.
I'm
Now,
not like always sending you stuff,
Yeah.
but this I had
This-
to.
this
I know
spoke-
what you're talking
It
about.
spoke to you, yeah. I could tell as soon as you sent it because we just played, and this is a big issue. And it's about us lower handicaps giving you guys strokes on
Yeah.
stroke play when you play. So, for instance, if I'm a 10 and Mitch is a 12, he gets 2 strokes. Or if I'm a 10 and someone else is 16, they get 6. I'm like, no. I'm like, I think we just play straight up because I don't always play to a 10, and recently I haven't been. And then Mitch comes out of nowhere and shoots an 80 and beats me by 10 strokes because he has the 6 strokes, So I'm against it. I want to hear your thoughts. And why'd you send that to me?
I know, and we explored this. I sent this to you
Yes.
for that reason because you and I,
We go back and
especially-
forth every time.
especially during during our last round of golf, but it's almost every time because
I think we're even. It's
Well,
funny
that's not-
because you
but
play
that's
so
just
well
not what
because
our-
you play. I know, but
that's not what our handicaps say though.
I know.
All right. and I know you're not a sandbagger. You're like you're one of the more like golf purist types that I know. Like
Keep my true score, right?
definitely
That's
true
me, yeah.
score. Yep. Play it as it lies. Finish the hole with a putt within reason. Keep a true score, right? I know a lot of guys that are not like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you and I both do.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I'm in that and I'm in that same boat too, where I want to make sure that we're counting the strokes properly. We're not forgetting about a stroke we had somewhere on the green or out of the bunker that didn't exactly get out or anything, or bumping something out of a sticker bush onto the long rough or anything like that.
Little
right?
foot wedge, hand wedge.
A little foot wedge, yes. Winter rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So, but I think, given that fact that almost everyone we know or play with, or a lot of the guys, at least the majority, are honest about their strokes, I'll just simplify it even further. Handicaps, we have handicaps for a reason. There's a reason why we finish a round, we take our score, and we plug it into GHIN.
Yeah.
Right? There's a reason. And what's that reason? Is that just to track our own performance against ourselves? Or is it, when in competition, to level the playing field?
Yeah.
Let's just simplify it to that level.
Yeah.
And I think the plain answer to that is it's important to level the playing field.
Yeah.
Even if it's if your handicap is a one stroke difference, I was a 10 for a blip.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, 11 and a half now. And I think you're playing to about a 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it is a 2-stroke difference, I would argue that I deserve a stroke, a stroke on each of the 2 hardest holes if we're playing stroke play.
Well, if we're playing stroke play, then it's just 2 strokes. So
it's
then
just 2 strokes.
So then if
two
it's like
strokes, and if it's match play, yes.
play, then you get the
and
hardest.
then I'll get a pop on each of the hardest holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And I don't know, JR. I mean, I have a hard time getting to where you are with that. Like, can you explain to me further the logic behind it? Because I'm giving you some logic about there's a handicap for a reason, and it's really to level the playing field. It's not just a track for your own. If you wanted to track your own stuff internally, why would there be an actual GHIN or an NCGA track?
This is why I brought you on to debate this. No, I'm just kidding.
Totally.
No. Okay, first off, I think it's a level playing field because honestly, most of the time, we're all level. And even though it says I'm a 10, I haven't been playing to a 10. So it's kind of like I know my own game right now, and I know if I'm a 10 and I'm playing someone who's 16, they're going to beat me because I'm already going to play to a 16, most likely.
Why are you going to play to a 16, JR?
I knew you were going to go there. It was just like, just play better. I set myself up for that one.
Yeah. So are you saying that when you play with players below your skill level, you play down to their skill level? Is that what you're telling me, JR?
Yes.
It kind of sounds like a personal issue.
Yeah, it does. So that's what I'm trying to think of how I can get out of this one. Also, let's say a 10, like, okay, we're good. We're decent players. But the people who are, I say 16 to 20, have the ability to go low.
Sure. Absolutely.
And every time I play someone and give them strokes, they play the best round of their lives and whoop me. So for instance, let's say I gave 4 strokes to somebody. Well, by 9, they're already up. So they're already beating me. I think they're a few over par, and they're already beating by 6 plus the 4. So I'm already down 10 going into back 9.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
But
I know the feeling.
But I realize, I know as I'm talking, I'm not going to win the argument. It's what it's there for.
I would just add one more piece of argument. Like, I would actually add part of an argument on your side, actually, just in case, in case you missed it. But we talked a little bit about people who may not be quite as integritous with golf as guys like you and I are.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time, like when you and I play together, we play straight up all the time, don't we?
Yep.
Because you won't give me any strokes.
Yeah.
No. I battle you for it. Sometimes I'll get one out of you.
I have given you strokes up until recent.
Yeah.
I would say I've been fighting it, but like when you beat me at Ansel, you beat me another time when I had to buy you a hat. I think the Ridge, you killed me at the Ridge. But it was also your birthday, so all right.
You gotta, you let me win that time.
And I think you beat with the strokes I gave you. I think you beat me by 1 stroke.
Yeah.
I know there's some beers involved there, but
but no, I mean, not everybody is as integritous, right? Like someone that tells you that they're a 16, and you look their handicap up in GHIN, right? And you're like, oh, you are a 16. It's like, are they really a 16? Like, well, I mean, people. We were earlier today. We were talking about people who might be recording scores that are lower than they actually shot.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of golfers out there also that are padding their scores and AKA sandbaggers, right? Sandbaggers. that where they're not a 16. They're more like a 13 or a 12.
Yeah.
And they're padding their handicap for moments like that.
Yeah. And then not only are they padding, but then like you said, they're not, let's say they said, oh, I got a bogey, but if you actually count, they got a double bogey.
Yeah.
And so they're shaving strokes throughout the round where now 4 holes, there's 4 strokes, and they've shaved them off. And, you know, whether or not you know, I've seen it happen. I've never called it out, but I'll let it go. And so that can happen too, right? So now because you're playing for money, you're playing for something, now I'm like, oh, no, that's a bogey. Oh, that's a par, you know.
Yeah.
So, or instead of a 7, it was a 6. Or they said 6 when it was really 7 or whatever it is, right? So there could be that aspect, like you said, like the people who may not. So then, yes, someone like me who's a lower handicap, I get screwed because they're shaving, right?
Yeah, totally.
So then had they not shaved those 4 holes, then we'd be even, right? So.
Well,
so they're just little things, but no.
It's a great debate.
Yeah.
It's a great debate. I love it.
I think we can go on forever, you know.
Yeah. Biggest takeaways, I think JR needs to play golfers with higher levels of integrity. And you should probably
get better.
Shrink your circle of trust there. And get better under pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. You and I, we're similar. Like we're within, typically one or two of each other.
Like
and
when we played Turkey
battles.
Creek, that was that was a match play, and I did give you strokes on that, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, you got 2, I think, one on the front, one on the back, and it was fun because I was down 6. I think I was down 6 holes going into the turn, and I just battled back, and it came down to the last hole.
Yeah.
I mean, Mitch won, but it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
So that aspect, it did make it fun, and I think it's true to what you said. I trust you, and if you said I need 2 strokes, I give it to you because I trust you. But there's some guys out there where they're like, no, I need 10. I'm like, dude, I'm not giving you. That's 5 up 9. There's no way, you know. So, but yeah, so I do agree with you too. I used to have a great in high school. My mental game was tip top shape. Now I'm weak. I get in my head. I'm like, that wasn't you can't, you know. And then I'm done, right? So,
yeah.
Or I'm like, shit, I'm behind 10 strokes, and I'm like, done, scrambled.
Yeah, totally.
Brain scrambled.
No, I definitely.
I don't disagree with you.
I do see both sides, but you know what? When push comes to shove for me, that's what the handicap system is for.
Yeah.
Level the playing field a little bit, and some people are going to have great rounds. I mean, it's an average, right? I mean, the handicap system takes averages upon averages. I mean, it's actually more complex than most people realize, right? Taking slopes. It actually takes weather conditions into consideration, from what I understand. Did you know that?
No.
So I don't know if you can. I don't know. I only heard this from somebody else, but for what I understand about the handicap system is they take not only the course slope, the tees you played, they take into consideration the day you played and the weather into the into the handicap. So when they do an adjustment, so you can post it and it'll be like pending handicap index, and then the next day your handicap will change. What I understand is during that time period, there's some adjustments that are happening internally where they take more things into consideration than just the course you played, the tees, and the slope of the, and your score. So I don't know.
I believe that because now it's telling, like one time I would put in like a few scores from the week on one day. And it's like, please score it the day you do it. I'm like, what does it matter? Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it makes sense.
That's what came to mind for me too. I don't know if they take into consideration the Trail of Terror at Apple Mountain.
No,
pin
it's just
positions,
straight.
though.
Oh yeah,
I don't think they
there and then Whitney Oaks. Oh my god, wait, that's the one we just played. Remember Whitney Oaks? Jeez.
That's right.
But no, you know what? I think you're right. I'm gonna change my mindset and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna give you 4 strokes and I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Because if I thought like that, then it's a challenge as opposed to, oh, I'm already behind the 8 ball because I got 4 strokes.
And I'm going to call you
and
out.
You're
if
a cheater.
Yes, exactly. If you play some BS out there where I know you had more strokes on that hole.
Maybe I should just say that ahead of time. Like, hey, we're playing for something, so I am going to.
Unless I give it to you, put it out.
I'm not an asshole, but we're playing for something, and I'm just going to point it out.
I love it.
Let you know.
I love it. I think there's a nice like brotherly way to do that in every situation too. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to play serious then, right? Putting everything out unless someone distinctly gives it to you.
Yeah.
And then, no bumps, all that kind of stuff. You know? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
No.
Yeah, great
I
conversation.
think we can.
love
Yeah,
that. I love that topic.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah. No, thanks for sending it to me. Nah, no, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, thanks for sending it. When you sent it, I was dying. I was cracking
I knew
up.
you were
I was
going to love that. I
Yeah.
knew you were going to love it. Yeah, this was an Instagram post that somebody else had put up, and basically, low handicappers when higher handicappers asked them for strokes.
Yeah.
Just
And
like,
it's Peter Griffin like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's awesome. Yeah, I was dying.
totally JR.
I was like, that's exactly me. Whoa, 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 whoa. You want 10? Like 6. Come on. Yeah, and Mitch is like, I want 2. Like, you get 0.
I'm still going to ask for them.
Yeah.
I hope
Oh
you
yeah.
know that.
No.
You know.
Now
And
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna give them to
now
me
I'm gonna
now.
give them to you. Yeah.
No.
Just because you came on here, I see what you're doing. It's all part of your plan.
Strategic with everything.
Yeah.
right?
So no, I like that. It's you know what? I'm just gonna take it as a challenge. Get better. So change the mindset. It's all
Yeah,
mindset,
totally.
right?
Totally. And I don't know. I'm a big proponent of just simplifying everything.
Yeah.
When someone says something like, "I'm not going to give you strokes," I'm like, "Man, JR, man, there's a handicap system for a reason. I'm entitled
logical.
strokes to you."
Yeah, too logical.
It's too logical. Yeah. No, and JR's like,
And I'm
"Do you know how many
logical,
times I've been hurt from the handicap system, man?"
Yeah.
That's what I hear when I hear him talk.
Yep.
He's not
I say
saying
that every
that,
time.
but that's what I hear, and I'm like, I get it, but that's why it's there.
I will say, I think with the exception of like match play, if I do strokes, I always lose. Or I have lost 90% of the time. But if it's match play, I feel like it's even because then you don't, yes, you lose the hole, but then you don't lose, you get a 7. It's like, okay, I lost 1.
Yeah.
Right. Kind of like with us, like I was able, even though I was 6 holes down, I was able to come back, right? Whereas sometimes if you're like, okay, I'm down by 10 strokes,
Yeah.
that means I need to, gain all those back where it doesn't happen, where I could beat you on 6 holes and it only took 6 and not 10.
Man, Jared,
Right,
there's so much
know,
the mental game
I
in this
know.
game, right? Isn't it crazy?
I know.
And
I think this is a
there are
therapy session for me.
I know. There are certain friends that I play with. There are certain friends that I play with that I know that if I can survive the front 9
Yeah.
against them,
And you're good.
I'm going to murder them on the back 9.
Yeah.
Okay?
And are you a back 9 or front 9 player?
I consider myself a back 9
I'm a back 9,
player
yeah, I am too.
because,
It takes me a while to warm up.
It takes me a while to feel my
Yeah,
feel
or
my zen a lot of the time.
yeah, or to know what you're playing that day, right?
Yeah.
Like whether it's a draw, fade, or straight, or just whatever. But yeah, it takes me
Sometimes it
about 3
depends on
holes.
if I'm drinking or how
Yeah.
much too. So sometimes the back 9
There's-
isn't very friendly to me.
Yeah. There's a good window. I think for me, it's like 3 beers. It's like
Yeah.
if I can hold that 3 beers zen throughout, like
Yeah.
where one wears off and then drink the other one, like
Yeah, totally. That's a whole
that's like
other
the perfect.
topic.
Yeah,
I think.
that's the perfect window. Yeah. But yeah. So I think. I mean, now I guess I have to give strokes to people. Oh, so that's what I was gonna say.
You
What
heard it here
about-
first? You heard it.
Yeah.
Listeners,
Mitch,
you know who you're
to
talking.
Mitch only. So the other thing is I've played where like we're in our group and where I bet someone in another group where I can't watch them
Oh yeah.
and I bet them strokes.
Okay.
And
I don't do that.
I know I mean we've done it,
Well, we've done it.
but again, it's
there's a
like
level of
trust.
trust between
Yes,
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I'm kind of iffy on strokes.
Yeah.
But if I'm in the group, I think I'm more willing because then I can see. But I definitely am against giving strokes to outside of my group
Yeah.
because you can't watch.
Yeah. I think that's
then-
important. I think that's.
Yeah. So you agree with me on that one?
I totally
Okay.
do.
Okay.
I do.
Unless it's me and you, then
I
I
would
or
just
it's-
say not betting against them, like whether
yeah.
strokes or not.
Yeah.
Like whether you give them strokes or not, who knows what they're doing over there?
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Yeah.
if
I've
you're
done
not
that
going to give them strokes, you might as well not bet them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And just keep it in your foursome.
So, well, what are we playing for
Yeah.
next time we play?
So Mitch has another great idea and has sent me another, or got me onto a new idea of betting. Right. So actually, I'll let you explain. So what do you like to do when you have like a group of guys? What do you guys play for?
The first couple times I played, a couple or a few times you and I played against one another, we would do like a little like a $20 cash exchange between us or something like that. And as fun as that is, there's money changing hands is the point more than
Yeah.
anything, right? There's money exchanging hands. Somebody won, somebody lost. There's an exchange of some cash. It, there's a certain level of, I don't know, accomplishment there for the winner,
Yeah.
and there is, and it's not a great feeling for the loser, right?
Yeah.
So that's great. I think an elaboration on that, and something that I play oftentimes with my friends, is playing for merch.
Mm-hmm.
Playing for merch. So,
I love this idea.
or merchandise in the club in the pro shop.
Yeah. So like
And
a hat. I'm sure you guys talked about it before. It's like either you're playing for a hat or a shirt, or I heard one time someone tried to play for shoes.
yeah,
That's crazy. That's
yeah, it's like
one
it's
you
like-
better win, but
it's
two,
like freshman,
yeah,
JV,
yeah,
and varsity.
It's a real
right?
deal,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, that's the real deal playing for a pair of shoes,
yeah.
right?
So-
Because a lot of pro shop shoe prices are not easy,
Yeah.
right? They're for
But-
a lot of times if you're playing like a muni or something, they're for the guy who forgot their
forgot
shoes
his-
are
yeah,
home.
exactly.
And there's not a
Please.
massive clearance rack
Yeah,
there, right? There's
yeah.
just not. So, but I think it's great. It's a lot of fun because, and I've played with a group of guys that is, I don't know, they play for merch
Yep.
on almost every round.
yeah,
And I found that to be really fun.
yeah.
I also have a really good record playing with those
Yeah,
guys,
I was gonna
so
say.
I'm well decorated.
Yeah.
But what's
I
nice
say I
is
see all your different hats, so it's a lot. It's like trophies essentially.
they
I
are.
like
They're
it,
like
yeah.
trophies.
Yeah.
They're like trophies, and it's even more fun when you know you're going to play with the person that you beat that last time,
Mm-hmm.
and you bring that. Say you played, the Ridge,
Yeah.
and your opponent had to buy you a Ridge hat with its logo on it,
Yeah.
the one you picked. You walk up to, you walk up to the cashier, and they have to fork out the $40, $45 or
Yeah.
something for the hat that
Like,
you
oh
chose.
no, he's got it.
Yeah, exactly. This is on this guy.
Yeah.
There's talk about cash changing hands, but there's a little bit more like humiliation when you have to pay for
Yep.
something for somebody else,
Yep.
and they walk out the door with it. And,
Oh, yeah.
and the guys behind the desk are like, give you a little smile, right?
Yeah.
They're like, well done today.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing better than that is when you play with that person next time and you're wearing the frickin' hat that they bought you
Yes.
last round.
Yeah.
All right. It's
Sure.
not only like that gives you a stroke or two against
Yeah.
them this time automatically, whether they
You're,
like
you're already
it or
in their
not.
head.
You're already
already-
in their head just by pulling it into the parking lot.
Yeah.
When they
Yeah.
see you with that on, they're just like, oh.
Yep.
It puts them back in that mindset of like, oh my gosh, I can't beat this guy.
Yeah.
So, so it's awesome. So whether it's hats, shirts, shoes, you can graduate to shoes.
That's the real
I,
deal right
I haven't
there.
done it yet.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it to anyone, and I certainly don't want to buy another dude a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
I just don't want to.
Yeah. and it's sometimes not that serious, right? Where you're gonna spend $185 on
Yeah.
shoes. Yeah. So
Yeah, let's stay friends after this.
yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. So otherwise, they'll tell you like, look.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, no, I love. Last time we played, I don't think everyone knew what the stakes were, so we didn't actually complete on it. But I like the idea of merch because not every time someone pays up, or at the end of the round, if you're playing dots, then it's like, oh, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you give me $2,
Yep.
right? With the or
Oh, I know.
$10 even, and I just like it's just fun. And if you're doing it amongst friends and good friends, then I don't think it should be any issue, right?
Right.
But
Right.
but I do get if you're playing around that you're betting in and then realizing you don't realize what the stakes are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe the
And
last
like,
round we were
what?
playing in,
Wait.
things weren't quite clear enough, so we didn't
Yeah.
hold everyone to the fire on it. But
He's like,
Um,
what? A
Here's the
hat?
other thing. I just
Merch?
looked
What are you
down. I'm
talking
wearing
about?
my Cascada polo. So Cascada is it's just outside Vegas.
Oh, nice.
Awesome course. Played it with caddies. I won
That's
this
awesome.
shirt off a buddy, Mark Kuhn. Shout out Mark Kuhn. At a Ryan Pineda mastermind event
awesome.
that I played
Yeah.
in with Bobby Pineda, with Bobby Peterson.
Did he win one too, or was he?
No.
He had to buy.
He didn't have to buy. So we we played a 3-hole stroke play
Okay.
with 6 guys. 6 guys played it, including Ryan Pineda, Mark Kuhn, Bobby Peterson, and a couple of other players, and myself.
Yeah.
And the person who had the highest score through those 3 holes had to buy the person with the best score through the 3 holes.
Yeah. And so that was you. You beat everyone.
I beat everyone.
Nice.
Through a 3-hole stretch. So,
Yeah.
So and every time I wear this shirt, it brings me back to Vegas.
Yeah.
And gives me good vibes and makes me feel good. So
That's awesome.
You know?
And that's cool too. It's like almost nostalgic, even though it's, you beat your buddy or whatever, but it's like, even when I see you with your Apple Mountain hat, I remember that round when you guys came in and Bobby was complaining. And like, so even for me, it's like, it triggers that memory.
Yeah.
He's
and Chad Foe swiped his card.
Yeah,
and
he's
I was
like,
standing next to him.
Yep. Like, who set these rules? Because that day it was a shamble. So you guys would all tee off, and then from there you would take the best ball and then play your own ball from there.
Yeah.
So, and from what I heard is Rich didn't contribute anything, maybe 1 or 2 off the tee. So that's why Bobby was mad, because then Rich got to play from Mitch's ball every time.
Yeah.
So
that's how it works.
sounds
that's
like me
out.
with the handicap system.
Right.
just complaining the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
So.
For the merch, it's a great way to spice things up with your playing partners.
Yeah.
And make a memorable kind of thing, right? Not only is it a trophy that you can wear and see them and get in their head a little bit next time you play them things, but it's all, I don't know. I guess another thing is we spend money on our families, right? We spend money on our families, make sure that everybody has good food and good clothes and things.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, one of the last things that we'll spend money on is like nice stuff for ourselves.
Yeah.
Especially in the sports and the stuff we want to, our extracurriculars, right?
Yeah.
So it's like pulling teeth for me to spend money on myself.
On yourself, yep.
I'll take care of my family first, and then I'll, maybe shop the sale rack for some stuff that looks decent that I can go out with. When you go out and you win it off one of your buddies and you get to pick a shirt from the pro shop, there's another layer of like treating yourself and like achieving something.
Yeah.
That, especially where you didn't have to pay for it,
Yeah.
and you can go home to your wife or your girlfriend or whoever and have a brand new polo slung over your shoulder and let her know that I didn't pay for this, baby. Okay, it's another layer of trophy.
Yeah,
right
there you go.
bro. I've experienced that plenty of times.
It's funny to say. I was just about to say that. Like, I don't always like. It's so true. Like, the only time I buy a new hat is when I have to buy a new hat, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh man, it's like $35 or $45 or whatever it is, right? But, and then before, same thing, I would get like golf shirts from like TJ Maxx or Marshalls or whatever. And so, if you're doing this aspect, now you got to win, obviously, but but it's pretty cool if you play with that group every other month or so or whatever. It sounds like you guys play pretty often. Who you got the idea from, the men's group? Or?
Yeah, I play with those guys probably once a month or so.
Yeah.
Once a month, a couple times a month.
And every
maybe.
time it's merch?
Yeah, it's almost always merch.
Dang.
Yeah,
So
and we'll
sick.
play different games to get it there, and it's
like,
nice. This group of guys, a lot of them are members at a lot of private clubs around,
Yeah.
so I get to kind of do the
That's
private
nice.
club tour with these guys. And
So had you
enjoy it.
just gone to the pro shop, would you ever have bought that shirt?
no, I would not have
See?
spent $130
Yeah.
on a Cascada polo. I wouldn't have done it.
Holy.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have found something on the sale rack at Cascada for $89 or something.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have loved it either.
Yeah.
Like I got
Yeah, now you proudly wear it, right? Yeah.
for multiple reasons, though, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So that is one thing I'm fully behind, and I don't know if we're going to get a lot of love on that one because you got to pay up.
Yep.
And I know a lot of, like, I got buddies who we keep tabs, and it's like, okay, you owed me $3 last time, so now you owe me $4. Let's call it even, right? So you kind of keep that tab where it's like, okay, I'm up $20 on you, and we'll play, and then he'll win. So okay, now you only owe me 10,
Yeah.
but it just never gets paid out, right?
JR,
So which is nice, but or it's okay.
I don't know. I have trouble with that. I have trouble
Okay,
with that.
I like it.
Okay.
I'm glad I brought it up.
Before getting into the merch conversation, we kind of talked about exchanging, whether it's $20 or $3 or $4 or whatever. It's that act of the changing hands
That's true.
of something valuable
And some guys
based
hate that.
on the other person's performance for the day that makes it makes betting what it is.
Yeah.
Like that them putting their hand out with cash in it and handing it to you, or bringing out their phone and
Venmo,
opening
yeah.
Venmo.
Yeah.
Like that's the moment you worked hard for all day
Yeah.
as the victor.
Yeah.
So the running tab thing, I don't really like that.
Yeah.
I'll stand in front of someone and be like, yeah, just Venmo me. I'll let you know when I got it. I'll be in the parking lot blocking the exit if you need me.
So, with our with our groups, and
I think
stuff,
it's important for that reason.
yeah, no, I agree. Because there are some people that it pains them to give you $2.
Oh yeah,
It pains them. Like, there are people you have to make sure, like, oh, don't forget about your $10. Oh, you owe me $10.
those are my favorite people to block the exits for.
Yeah, mess with, yeah. So, and those are the people you have to chase down. Otherwise, they'll never pay out any of those bets. So, getting back to like what you said, the exchange, I think it's nothing that I would probably have to agree with you. Is like that's part of the gamesmanship, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think maybe because I just want to push the issue or whatever, and it's a buddy, right? It's like, so I think if it's merch, it's a little bit easier to be like, hey, let's go, let's get my hat, as opposed to, hey, you're gonna Venmo me, or
I know.
so like.
It's also
Like you're a
nice to
debt
see how
collector.
people react too when they accept your offer to play for merch.
Yeah.
Like how their game changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to see how people how much more seriously people will take something instead of playing for, 50 cents per dot on a wolf game or something versus like, okay,
Even
we're paying for something that I'm playing for a $100 polo.
Yeah.
Like that stings a little bit. Like I love seeing how it affects people's games.
That's rough. Yeah. I don't even know what Whitney Oaks hats were, but they're probably at least 45, huh?
Yeah, at least. I mean,
So, and then one thing that you mentioned too, like with our golf group, I've had guys who've won, and they're like, "Hey, Jared, so and so didn't Venmo me," and I'm like, "Well, I'm not like I can't be the gatekeeper, but I just said, well, just hit him up, or just let him know, like, hey, you didn't pay." So I have even in our golf group, I have that issue where they're like, "Hey, just let you know, so and so didn't pay." I'm like, they probably never will because I know who it is. You know what I mean? It's like,
totally.
yeah. So.
Yeah, I know.
So I try to get payment ahead of time if we ever do any games or anything. And then if they don't pay, like one time, I did let Chad get out with it, but he didn't pay me before, and he won one of the closest to the pins. I still paid him out, but I should have been like, oh, next person, whoever paid, right?
Right.
Even though he said, yeah, I'm in. But
yeah, totally.
not to, you still won. You got paid out, Chad. So I'm not
Shout out, Chad.
I'm not calling you out, but next time pay me before. No,
no, I feel you on that.
There's
and you
some
like
things,
organizing. You, I mean, what you do for us, group of golfers, getting us together, making tee times, organizing stuff, organizing games, closest to the pin stuff. Like everything that you do through the season is a real go-giver mentality, and it's always disappointing when someone doesn't like participate like they should. We'll just say it nicely that way, I guess, right? But I don't know. Shout out. Card your right score.
Yeah.
Pay up.
Pay up.
If anything's due before the round, just do it, people.
Yeah, it's easy. You got Venmo now.
And you'll be invited to future events with JR.
No, everyone's still welcome. I just,
totally.
What games to play, whatnot. Yeah, with the games and stuff, I try to just keep it, because if we go out every time and just play, I mean, it's fun, but I like to add another element, like
totally.
Like the Shamble and just make it more fun. Because, like, for instance, like Apple Mountain, I know is a tough course, and I thought it would be a little bit more fun to do, fun style, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know everyone has different levels, so I try to make it fun. But I know a lot of people do like the betting aspect, like closest to the pins. Every time people ask me about that, like, are we doing it? So it's definitely a crowd pleaser for sure.
Yeah.
So
Closest
gives you a
to
little
the
bit.
pin is a great golf game. I mean, even the higher handicaps, hit a great shot.
Yep.
Like it's
That's
you know,
what I
you
like.
only
is
have
like,
to hit one great shot to win the money,
Yeah.
not 3 in a row to get
Yep.
birdie. You know,
Yeah.
it's just great all the way around.
Although we did say, remember that one time. Now from now on, you have to make at least the par
Yeah,
to get paid out.
I love that.
You can't 3-putt.
Yeah. I think we in
So-
other groups that I've played, we call that validate the par.
Yeah.
Validate it, right? Validate it with a par.
Yeah.
There's no 3-putt bogeys can win you the skin.
Yeah. Exactly. So. All right. Well, anything else that you can think of? But no,
I don't know. This has been really fun
know,
chatting
yeah.
with you.
it went by way too fast. So I
I know.
appreciate it. Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
It was really fun.
Well, no,
And-
thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
It's been really, gosh, I'll be honest, it's been really therapeutic just
Yeah.
sitting down and talking golf with you.
Yeah.
I was talking about it a little bit earlier. It was like
You got me through my
we
handicap
chit chat
phase.
about golf, and they're like little blips of things,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really great. Like that's one of the reasons why I enjoy your show so much.
Yeah.
Because it's all golf,
Yep.
and I think it really helps people improve their golf games too. One of the biggest things about golf, one of the hardest things to do, is understand the game well from top to bottom. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just about the golf swing; it's about the game of golf,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
You agree? It's about the game, and there are
There's
so
many aspects. Yeah.
so many aspects. So many aspects. A lot of it is mental. A lot of it is strategy, and a lot of it is ethics. We talked about ethics today quite a bit.
Yep.
And then
I think you said it. I don't know if it's before we got on here, but you said it's like very, almost like emulates life, like the way of ups and downs and over around, or the same ups and downs that you have to persevere through in life, right? So,
yeah, absolutely.
and then just you can learn one, a lot about a person, and then two, you can learn a lot about yourself from golf.
right.
So
That's right.
yeah, so
And
thank
love
you
it for
again.
life, man.
Yep. And that's one thing someone told me, kind of where it came from, the name, is that you can, as long as you're able-bodied, you can play it forever.
That's right.
It's a lifetime sport.
Absolutely.
So
I'm gonna go book a tea time for me and my dad right now.
yeah, there you go. Hey, awesome. Well, thanks again to Mitch. Thank you to Chuck here at X Golf. You know, great facility. Thank you
Shout
for
out
letting us
X
film here.
Golf.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's awesome. If you guys are in the, I don't know, even in Northern Sacramento area, come out, check out X Golf. And then thank you again to Gavin. Thank you so much. And if you guys like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, and we will keep coming back to you every week. So peace. We'll see you.
Let's go.